Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into, unless you know where to begin. Starting from absolutely nothing and a budget of £40 per week, we set out on a fresh journey to climb our way to the top tables of competitive play. To make the journey even harder, there's going to be a series of obstacles in our way. Not only are we restricted to sealed official product, but certain items like structure decks and Dual Devastator are off limits and locked behind a number of challenges. Join us as we prove ourselves to be a true duelist and turn this into a competitive monster. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch, Challenge Mode. Episode 12. We can now legally watch all of the Lord of the Rings! Yes!
Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.
Last week we cracked out the stapler, added some meat to our deck, and cleared the path for some big searches. So today the grind for engine pieces begins. We've been trying to pull Kerass for a while now, a goddamn super rare. So we're gonna put that to an end and finally get started on the Tri-Brigade package. But first,
Here comes the money!
Here we go.
Chance Legacy, Shadow Hawkron, Dandy TCG, Brainworms, THK573, Mars Manio, Polkadude64, Cosmec, Koopa Troopa, and Frank Roberts. All of these guys have willingly adopted a Melffy Puppy or Catty by contributing to the channel through Patreon or YouTube channel memberships. It's all greatly appreciated and goes a long way towards helping the content, so thank you all so much. If you watching also want to throw a couple pennies in the ring, links are under the video. Now today's budget is £40.50. We can get a couple of packs for that, but speaking of £40, we're just about to hit 40,000 subscribers. Yo, who was here? Party in the comments. We can almost build a RevzCards city. A city whose entire population can't read. Oh my god, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Looking at our current challenges, there's a lot for us to get through, but the most important one right now is the luck points. Not only because we need a solid 6,000 to complete the 10,000 luck point challenge, but mainly because I just want to pull this goddamn Tri-Brigade Kerass. So give that thumb a little tickle, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let's get some shiny cardboard. Oh my god, you don't know how excited I am for this one. 50p change. There we go. So we spent £40 bang on, and whew. Yo, is that a box? Yo, peak test. So if you have a better memory than I do, 2 episodes ago we opened 8 packs of Phantom Rage and got 8 useless, stinky super rares. Well, that was out of this fresh box, meaning the 16 packs that we have today, which is £40 exactly, still have all of the good holos. So we should be pulling 4 ultras and 2 secrets in this one episode.
That's big.
And because I am actually thinking about going for a big Tri-Brigade package slash engine, there's a lot of good cards we can get out of here. Kerass is obviously the one we've been hunting for, but we can get things like Zeus, obviously a second alpha would be fine. I would also really like Tri-Brigade Shureg, the Link 4. And potentially, I mean, Warning Point's not terrible. Maybe even the other Tri-Brigade secret, the spell. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, let's just get through it. We got Gigabyte, Defeat and Evil, Glutter's, Joyous Melffys. Hey, it took us so long to get this card, and we have a second now. Simple as that. Okay, Xyz Import, and yep, a bunch of commons. We're going to see a lot of them today. A lot of duplicate commons that we most likely don't care about unless we think about building virtual worlds. Speaking of, haha, Tactical Trapper, Dogmatika Ashiyan, Heal Eagle, and he Doom Archfiend once again. Infernates and Mutants. Wow, 3 mutants in a row. Mike Tyson, Drowning in the River. Very nice. I suppose we'll keep the holos out and slap the commons over there. Now, do we get a Starlight Rare? That's the question. We have a Stained Greaves, Tri-Brigade Nervall, Magical Broker, King Long, and Raider's Knight as our first ultra rare out of this box. Something we're not going to be using, which is quite unfortunate. Tri-Brigade Revolt, actually a good card that we will play if we do go full on the Tri-Brigade package. Suppression Compact and Messy. or Ronaldo, depending on which way you swing, I suppose. Is that an outdated debate? I feel like it is. I feel like that was a 2 year ago sort of thing. Anyway, Magical Broker, we got Mutant Cry, Tentacle Porn, Yo, Libero Spiker, Ugly Fish, Tri-Brigade Shureg. There we go. Alright, yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. We pulled Shureg before we pulled the freaking Kerass. How does that work out? Is Kerass short printed? Okay, yeah, very nice pull. Secret Rare, Mutant Clash, we got Return, Mike Tyson, and Oath. Little Ecclesia having a little nap in the background there, a little siesta. Moving on, for the Ultras, we could pull Brigand Dragon for Albaz, or we could get a second Fraktall. And Dogmatika Ashiyan would be a very nice beater that we can replace Theo with. Here we have Darth Maul with his lightsaber, Dogmatika Schism, Tentacle Porn, Tri-Brigade Standoff, and... really? More Phantom Knight stuff? Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force. Do we already have this? I feel like we do, but I'm not sure. We have all the Phantom Knight stuff, because we have Torn Scale as well. Uwu, Fluffy Nuzzles, Raiders Unbreakable Mind, Charge, and Revolt, number 2 of the day. Alright, so we're halfway through our good holo pools already. Defeating Evil, we got Gigabyte, we got Cupid 4, Infernity Conjurer, and
Beatman!
Kokoku. Yo, is that Goku? Infernity Suppression, Unbreakable Mind, Revolt, number 3, and Paranoia. Keep that super rare out there. Alright, moving on. Pack number 7. We have Lily, we have Tri-Brigade Rugal, Razin Ryu, Fanged Green Boy, Magical Broker, and Kerass! There he is, finally! It's about time we pulled this. Is 1 enough? As of right now, it is, of course, because we have just a small engine with the Tenki and the Kerass and the Nervall and the Fraktall. But, dude, we might need more in the future. I'm not 100% sure, but we needed this. We can now actually play our Ancient Warriors link. We can make that play now. All right, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. Can we get a Zeus? Question mark? What's our other secret gonna be? Please don't be dual avatar invitation, actually. All right, Infernity Conjurer, Fire Mouse. We got Tri-Brigade Nervall again, GG, and Mutant Beast. The Earth Beast 2400. Spell Negate, I think. Got Unbreakable Mind, Blast, Expansion, Import. Alright, we're down to the second half. What more could we possibly ask for? Transverser, we got Taylor Swift, Defeating Evil, King Long, and Kowloon. Yo, Virtual Worlds. Almost got a full core going. Just without the VFD. And all the extra deck monsters that are actually good. Oh, no, actually, that's a lie. We have the Vermilion Mech Dragon. Alright, well, options to be considered, I suppose. Cupid 4, Geonator Transverser. We got the Swap Mommy. King Long, Penguin Brave, Dual Avatar Empowered
Kongyo!
Oh man, what a terrible ultra rare. How unfortunate. The ultras in this set aren't that great, to be honest. Paranoia, Free Range Monsters, Locker Room, and Banquet of Billions. So we're due 1 more ultra and 1 secret. We have Kieran Lily, Wildcats, Troy Bolton, Dogmatika Schism, Jaja, and Armored Agio. Okay, we're gonna get all the dual avatar holos. There we go, Fusion Monster. We got Gores, Man of the Match, Jack in the Hand, yo, and Tri-Brigade Oath. Do we actually play this if we get Tri-Brigades and Lyrilusks? I'm not 100% sure. I need to look into more builds for that. Alright, 5 packs left. We have Darth Maul, King Long, Stained Greaves, Standoff, Warning Point. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about this. It's a good card, but it's not an engine card that we wanted. Oh man, that's our second secret. That's unfortunate, but I'll take it, you know? Like, no material, Fiendish Chain? Sure. It's not the worst thing in the world. We could probably main deck it. We've got Tri-Brigade Revolt, Xyz, Locker Room, and Jabbing Panda. Alright, well, I think there's 1 more ultra rare in these 4 packs. Unless we got a golden box that has an extra holo. Alright, Defeating Evil, gonna get punched in the face, yo. Razin Ryu, Infernity Wildcat, Standoff, and Captain Oliver with his tiny sword. That's like a dagger, dude. Yeah, pop that over there. We got Locker Room, Mike Tyson, Fusion, and GB. GB. 88. Third last pack. We got Gigabyte. We got Stained Greaves, Heel Eagle, Mutant Cry, and Raid Raptor's Phantom Knight's Claw. Counter Trap. We're down to the final 2 packs. Yo! We got 1 or 4. Nice. Come on, baby. I mean, what ultra rare do we realistically want? Fraktall's probably the best one we could get here. We got a Conjurer, Libero Spiker, Swap Mommy, Fire Mouse, Dogmatika Ashiyan. I will take that, dude. We can replace Theo with this. This thing just snowballs, dude. If they attack your Dogmatika monsters, you gain 500. And this can recur Ecclesia from the graveyard if we get that far. I will take that. I'm happy with that, dude. Alright, well, not the best of boxes, I suppose, but actually a lot of good cards that we can play. Now, do we have an additional holo? Did we get a Starlight? Let's find out, I suppose. Penguin Brave, Darth Maul, Ugly Reptile, Ja, and... oh my god. I think that's our first long out of all of the Phantom Rage that we've opened. We've got another come in the hand. Ghost Rick, Tri-Brigade Revolt again, Mutant Blast, and GB35. Alright, well, I'm not going to complain. We finally got the Kerass. Ashiyan was a card we were looking for. Shureg is probably going to come up in the future. Definitely good to get that out of the way for now. Warning Point, probably go in the deck as well. Do we have enough to play Revolt now? Because Revolt can just summon Shureg. Lots to think about. Probably quite a few changes to be made today. So I suppose, let's go do it. Let's go see what we come up with. Now, while we definitely negged on value with our pools, we got almost exactly what we wanted. Pooling Kerass allows us to now incorporate our Tri-Brigade engine, which of course once again means a bunch of changes to the deck. I've already showed you the basic combo line, but just as a quick reminder, starting with Tenki or Fraktall, we can activate the effect of Fraktall, discarding itself to dump Nervall from the deck, which allows us to search Kerass. Normal summoning Kerass, we can activate the effect banishing Nervall and Fraktall from the graveyard to summon the Shoe Army, which is essentially our Season 2 version of Spheres. Alternatively, we can special summon Kerass to the field by discarding a Beast, Winged Beast, or Beast Warrior, so it's still kinda playable in clumpy hands where we open like multiple Zoos and Tri-Brigades. On top of all that, Kerass can also be searched off of Catty if needed, and all Tri-Brigades have the same effect of banishing materials from the grave to summon from the extra deck. So if we draw into any of them mid-game after our Melffy or Zoo plays, we still have access to the effects, making them much less bricky and actually pretty good top decks mid-game. Now, with all that being said, let's get into the changes. Starting with the main deck going in, we of course have our Fraktall, our Nervall, and Kerass, our 3-piece Tri-Brigade engine. Alongside that, we also of course have our Ashiyan to swap out for Theo, 2 Effect Veiler to help with the Levianeer, called by the grave because it is a very good card, and finally we have Pankratops as well. A lot of people said to main deck this card because it's just too good and we need beaters, so we'll see how that goes. We'll try that out in the main deck. The 8 cards we are taking out of the main are Theo, of course, a Pot of Avarice, a double Ghost Bell, which we are swapping the Veiler in for, double Book of the Moon, Chalice, and Lost Wind. So 8 cards in total. Pretty big changes. For the side deck, we are taking out our double Weedle and Lava Golem. We've never actually used these cards effectively, so we're as well just taking them out. And in place, we are putting in some going first options that we can put in instead of some of our hand traps. So a Warning Point, Lost Wind, and Floodgate Trap Hole in the side deck. For the extra deck, I think this is the most obvious one of all. Coming out, we have our Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This is going into the side deck with Super Poly because we don't have the space for it in the main extra deck. And we're also taking out Bunny Mommy, because she's not actually doing anything in terms of our game plan. She'll definitely be a lot more useful in the future when we have more Tri-Brigade options, but for now, we need to take her out and pop in our Shureg, and of course, our double Dragon Lords. The main thing I want to do today is to resolve all 3 Levianeer effects and complete the Levianeer challenge. Definitely still experimenting with some cards here and there, but either way, let's go feast on some patrons. Now, first up for the remote duel, we have Blessed by Cows on the heroes. We did have some technical difficulties while playing the match, so I'll try and skip over those.
Alright, I gotta flex the ultimate weird. Oh, god damn it, my camera went off. I don't know why, but recently it's been doing that. I gotta flex the ultimate rare.
Yo, nice. Is that first ed?
It is first ed.
First ed, silver stamped. Yo, you got a UDE counterfeit, my guy.
Exactly, and it was the best investment I ever made in my life.
High roll.
Boom.
Ah, yes. I got a 10.
You choose. I got 6.
So I just want to go second.
GL, HF.
You are allowed to pop off, my good sir.
Interesting. I'll set 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll set a back row in the middle. And go to
Okay.
the end phase special summon puppy.
That is fine by me.
Very nice. We've got a little tea set here. Revolutionizing the tea set.
Oh boy. Draw for turn. Ah, perfect. Normal summon Stratos.
Oh, so your effect will be on summon. To
Yep,
search. Oh god, I need to think about hero cards now. Why? Okay, no, you're fine. You may search. What's the spice?
Activate Ferris, send Shadow Mist off.
To special summon.
So summon, I'm going to then Chainlink 1 Ferris, Chainlink 2 Shadow Mist.
Why is it so difficult? Activate Puppy as Chainlink 3. Any response? Question mark.
Oh, Ash.
You'll Ash the Puppy. Chain Link 5 to the Ash. Punishment targeting Stratos.
That is fine.
I'm gonna hope that you just can't OTK me now. I'm gonna send Apcalone. This was definitely the fattiest of blunders on my part. The whole point of this was to interrupt his plays, but by sending Apcalone after Puppy got ashed, it's not achieving anything. Sending Entis here would have been much better, clearing his board and turning off his increase, although he does still get the search for a dusted gold. So it wouldn't have completely stopped him, but it might have allowed us to survive, which means, yes, we got OTK'd. Ulti Miracle Fusion for Ulti Flame Wingman.
Exactly, the biggest flex of them all. Flying Wingman is going to attack into your face-down monster.
Okay, that is a Tri-Brigade Nervall, which will activate, searching me a Tri-Brigade card.
Chainlink 1 is going to be Flame Wingman. Yes, burn damage.
0 attack.
Damn it.
You do just win here with the damage.
I do just win. Okay, you know what? I'm going to spoil it. I have a Contact C in hand.
Oh, come on! Contact C was the spice, and it actually has the potential to kind of screw us over because we don't have that many generic Link monsters.
So how would you like me to cut?
You don't have to cut at all, you can just leave it the way it is.
Alright, you can do the same then.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, right, Foolish Burial. So, send Squamata, Squamata send Wendi, Wendi summon Beast.
Let's go!
Okay, normal summon Thoroughblade. Overlay for Drident. Activate Ecclesia in hand. Special summon Ecclesia effect. No Ash, thank you. Search punishment.
No. Anyway.
Yeah, you're. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. If you still OTK me through this, I'm gonna be so mad. Set 1, go end phase, special summon Puppy. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's all you have to deal with. Easy. Yeah, you may draw.
Yo!
Oh no.
It's not good whatsoever, but I do Contact C again. Okay, so I think the best bet I have here in order to win is I'm going to normal summon a Vion effect.
I will activate Puppy as Chainlink 2. Bounce to hand, special summon, Kalantosa.
Because I have plan B here. Ferris. I'm gonna send Ferris to grave.
Sending Faris, okay, that's interesting.
And
Resolution Kalantosa, pop Vion, yeah.
Yep. Anyway, a dusted gold.
Yeah, you may search Dark Calling.
I mean, I know you have outs to this card, but I don't know what are the immediate outs to Dark Calling. I mean, to Malicious Bane.
Malicious Bane is problematic.
I'm also going to activate E-Emergency Call here to add Honest Neos to my hand. So I'll activate E-Emergency Call here, banishing the Adjusted Gold and the Ferris here.
Dark Calling, you mean?
Yeah, Dark Calling, yeah, blah. Nah.
Yeah, okay.
Malicious Bane. Malicious Bane effect.
Malicious Bane, being the $100 bomb that he is, of course, clears our entire field.
I guess Battle Phase, I'll just attack into that face-down monster.
Flip the beast, activate the beast.
Yep, draw 2, discard 1, you are all good to go.
I will discard Tenki.
Oh, there goes my camera again.
Oh.
Let's go me.
Yep, so beast dies as well.
Yep, and then I got...
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck happened?
This is all I can do, and I can't commit any more because you popped the normal summon. The backup plan was Malicious Bane, and I have to pray to God you can't out Malicious Bane.
I'll draw for turn.
Okay.
I will start by special summoning Alpha.
Well, that's a card. On summon an Alpha. I'll Contact C.
Contact C, bro. Where would you
Let's
like
go.
it? Where would you like it?
Anywhere, I don't care. I don't play Mech Knights. Try to play Contact C. You want to hear the salt in the wounds? This is my one of.
For fuck's sake. Well, I guess I have to activate Alpha Effect then, targeting himself.
Yep, and targeting Malicious Bane.
It doesn't target the Barons, but yeah. Normal summon Puppy. Go battle phase.
I will take the 200 directly.
300, get it right. Puppy is a big boy.
Oh.
Alright, you know what? I'll pass turn there.
Oh, hey, here's a card. And you know what? I'm gonna meme option. Normal summon Elemental Hero Avion.
Oh, come on.
Attack into the puppy.
Oh, so you're forcing out the Puppy effect then. Kalantosa number 2, pop Avian. That was actually going to be my top deck.
Well, I am just gonna pass it there.
Passing on an empty board. I will link the Contact C and the Kalantosa
How could you?
into Cross Sheep. I don't actually think I can game you here. Normal
Unless
summon
I-
Kerass. Kerass
Yep.
effect, banish 1, 2, 3, 4. Tri-Brigade Shureg, link 4. No effect. Battle phase. That'll be
I will take everything.
3,700, 1,200, so 4,900 in total.
Awesome, and I'm at
2,800.
77. Oh yeah.
And we'll go end phase, activate Puppy. Why not?
Yeah, that's fair. Draw for turn. Oh, okay, that actually saves my entire hand.
No, it doesn't.
I top decked a Hero Lives like a fucking boss.
Yo, pay half. Nice.
What do I want to summon here? That's my question. I didn't think I'd get this far. I'm going to then special summon out Stratos. Stratos effect to search. Can I Flame Wingman you this turn?
Absolutely not.
A few moments later.
Oh, here he comes.
Elemental Hero, Flame Wingman!
Yep, Flame Wingman hits the board and he is able to beat over the Shureg thanks to Dread Decimator. However, Alpha just mauls him on the next turn with 1,400 life points. So we are indeed going to a game 3.
Alright, I'm going to now attempt to go first.
You're going first. Ooh, okay.
I know.
The camera messes up a couple of times here, but Kars ends on a board of Wonder Driver with a Liquid Soldier and Shadow Mist, along with 2 back row, one of them being a mask change.
Here we are. I set 2 cards right here, playing around potential Mech Knight things.
Hell yeah.
And I am going to pass it to you.
Alright, well, draw for turn.
Standby phase. You know what? I'm just gonna shotgun that mask change.
Shotgun mask change for Darklaw.
Yep.
And
Then Chainlink 1 is going to be Wonder Driver here because that's a mandatory effect. Chainlink 2 is going to be Shadow Mist.
that is
Alright,
fine, and you
so-
may search as well.
Yeah, we'll search Honest. Why not?
Searching Honest Neos. Alright. I shall normal summon Ratpier and activate effect. And Bunnyblast. Oh, wait, no, it gets banished.
Yep, everything banished today.
Well, that was pointless.
Yeah.
Overlay into Drident.
Oh boy.
And Drident effect targeting Darklaw.
That is fine by me. I will just... Yeah, we can now finally get destroyed.
Veshbinato. I will activate Nadir Servant.
I have no hand traps again. You may continue.
Sending Entis.
That is fine by me.
Entis effect targeting the Liquid Soldier.
Yep.
Special summon Ecclesia from the hand and activate effect.
It's a nice punishment there.
Thank you. Pulled it myself. Set 1. Set 2. Set 3.
Do you wish to attack?
No, I will go to the end phase.
That is fine by me. I will draw for turn.
In your standby phase, I will activate Punishment targeting Wonder Driver. I will send Entis to destroy the Wonder Driver, and then Chainlink 1 Wonder Driver if you wish to.
Nope, because I don't have a monster in hand. That was all a bait.
Oh, wow. Entis, I will pop the mass change.
Okay. Alright, Harvey's Feather Duster.
Oh! Oh, that's just rude. yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. This was unfortunately the nail in the coffin, getting rid of all of our interruptions. If it wasn't for the Feather Duster, we might have been able to put up a fight, but now we just get beat down by the heroes constantly. We do survive a couple of turns, but we're just setting monsters. There's no actual comeback we can make. So we're taking an L on the first match here. But that doesn't mean we can't bring it back. So moving on to EDO for round 2 here, we're up against Kaz on the Paleos, and we win the rock, paper, scissors, thankfully, so we're going first. And our hand is pretty decent. Never gonna complain about opening a £60 one-off. Nadir Servant gets us access to that schism through Apkalone and gets us to the Ecclesia, which will give us a punishment. So essentially, there's gonna be a trap-off. Discarding Squamata off the Apkalone also sets us up for a nice advantage play by dumping the Wendi to summon a beast as well. And because we have the Kalantosa in hand, we can discard that off the beast, making our Kerass more than likely pretty live. Normal summoning our best girl and activating the effect. She does get hit with an impermanence, unfortunately, meaning we don't get to the punishment and we're 1 interruption down. I am still happy with that trade-off though, because Winda still just single-handedly prevents any possible totally awesome coming out. So we're gonna set our schism here, move over to the end phase and drop her puppy before passing turn.
Throw down a face down. Throw down, throw down, throw down.
Throw down a face down.
It's not only combo players that can vomit their hand onto the board, eh? Back over to us, we top deck a Catty and start by flipping Beast. Draw 2, discard Kalantosa. Ooh, the challenges are calling. Alright, let's go. Going into the battle phase, I see if I can bait anything out, because at this point I don't know what I'm playing against. We end up killing a dupe frog, which gets a swap frog to Kaz's hand, and we punch in for 1800. Setting a punishment and bringing out Winda should just stop him from getting to any toads, so I'm fine just dropping the Catty in the end phase and passing turn here. Kaz starts by flipping a Canadia, putting our puppy to sleep, and then normal summons a swap frog, activating its effect. And we do chain Catty here just to get it back into her hand and search for alpha, and then he dumps Ronan Toadin. Setting up for a toad play, he then proceeds to imperm our Winda. Chaining our punishment, Kaz is able to get his Canadia back onto the board, but by destroying swap frog and dumping Entis, we make Levianeer alive, and we can destroy one of his back row, which just so happens to be another Canadia. Arguably, we could have also destroyed the Canadia that he summoned, which would just totally prevent him from getting totally awesome onto the field. That might have actually been the better play, but I'm so far ahead at this point that I just didn't think about it that much. Ronan Toadin summons itself from the graveyard and totally awesome hits the field. Swinging into puppies is only real option here, but that doesn't really affect us at all because Catty can just fetch the second puppy from the deck. Setting one more back row, it's over to us and we draw a Dogmatika Ashiyan. Toad fetches a dupe frog in the standby phase and there's no point throwing anything into the negate. We're better off just going straight into the battle phase, attacking over the dupe frog and then crashing either Winda or Beast into the Toad. I, however, only have 2 brain cells and decide to crash the Winda into the Toad instead of the Beast. There was some logic there. The idea was that I would no longer be under the restriction and I'd be able to clear his board with Levianeer and summon Catty as well in the same turn, putting me so far ahead that we just win the game. So doing just that, we summon the Levianeer to mop up his final 2 back row and... Don't you just love it when everything you worked for crumbles? At least we got one of the Levianeer challenges done, and the game's definitely not over. Torrential Tribute triggers our Beast, which draws us into another punishment, and we still have nice plays going for us. The fact that our board has been cleared just makes Alpha live as well, and Paleo really struggles to deal with big monsters that they can't out. We also have Schism, which gives us access to things like Construct and Shekanaga, which they can't out. So even though Kaz got a big 4-for-1 Torrential Tribute deal, we still take it in the end, because their only power play is making Zeus, and Schism forces out the Zeus, threatening a Construct, which allows us to just bounce it away with the Ancient Warriors link on our turn and then punch with Alpha. Game 2, obviously going second. Nah. Draw for turn. Nah. Game 3. Going first, we see a kind of awkward but reasonably decent hand. Cosmic Cyclone and Called by the Grave are really nice here, and we have to choose between the Zoodiac or the Tri-Brigade lines. There is an argument for both, because if we go for Dryden and it dies, we can then make Shoerake through Tri-Brigades on the next turn, or if we go for the Ancient Warriors link first here, we can then go Dryden into Vesminato on our next turn, so either way, we would have a decent follow-up. I do opt to go for the Tri-Brigade line, so discarding Fraktall to dump Nervall to search Kerass, we get the Ancient Warriors link out, out, set Cyclone and Called by the Grave, and pass turn. Fury of Kairyu-Shin is Kaz's first card. We have multiple of this from our Rise of the Duelist pools, searching for Torrential Tribute. Not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of happy to see that card getting played. It means Kaz is on like 6 copies of Torrential Tribute, and we then see a Pot of Desires come down. So 7 cards versus 2 or 3 interruptions. This could be trouble for us.
Throw down a
We're going to flip our Cosmic Cyclone in the end phase here before he gets a chance to activate his traps, and we snipe the Torrential Tribute. I think Torrential Tribute would have caused us a lot of trouble, so that was a very big hit, and we top deck the Ecclesia, so we're in a very good position here. Starting off with our Zoodiac plays, we can get the Dryden, which isn't really doing anything because all of his cards are face down, so it's just a Vespinato, but Contact C gets activated on the summon of Thoroughblade. We're locked out of going into the Dryden until we get rid of the Contact C, but thankfully we have a Kerass just chilling here, so we can go into the Cross Sheep. Contact C number 2! Blame the patrons, man. I don't know where they come up with these 6-head techs, but yeah, we're gonna have to Called by the Grave that because we linked off the first one. So out comes Dryden. Contact C. This doesn't actually achieve anything because it is negated by Called by the Grave for the rest of the turn, so we can just continue playing. Out comes Vespacito. Contact C. Okay, anyway, Cross Sheep is a beast and Double Dragon Lords is a beast warrior, both link 2, allowing us to go into the link 4 Shurake. I didn't actually think this card would be seeing as much play as it is when we pulled it, but activating its effect on someone, we can banish any card on the field. Contact C. Imperm also gets flipped, so we're not able to banish the monster. If it did go through, we could have actually OTK'd, but we are still in a very good position. Summoning Ecclesia, we get to search for punishment. Contact C. Swing in on the battle phase, clearing a Dupe Frog and a whole chunk of damage. Pass turn, and Kaz scoops him up. Round 3, we're up against Death Note Ryuk. We lose the Rock, Paper, Scissors, so we are going second, but we have a pretty solid hand. We have the Ash here as well, which we are going to drop blindly on a Pot of Extravagance. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but in this case, I think it was right because Death Note Ryuk just goes on to set 4 and pass. Over to us, we top deck a Hedgehog, which isn't really doing anything, so we're just going to normal summon Bunnyblast, get out the Dryden and the Vespacito, and punch in for 2500. After setting 2 back row. Passing it over, Ryuk starts with a Feather Duster, which is unfortunate, but it's only really getting rid of the strike. We can just chain the Shadow Games here and get a draw off of Beast. Mellow Madonna then gets activated in the scale, so we're up against the Bis Actors, who unfortunately seem to brick. Not gonna lie, I think this is the first ever time I've played against the Bis Actors, so I have no idea what they do, but Wild Wagon gets flipped and Comic Relief is searched and set. This manages to stall a singular turn before we just wipe them off the face of the planet. Game 2 going second once again. Oh, our hand isn't actually that good, but we have 3 lights and a Levianeer. Ryuk starts by scaling a superstar and then normal summons a rookie and links into the link 1. No, I'm not sure if he bricked or if the deck just folds to a singular hand trap, but Veiler forces him to set 2 and pass turn. Drawing a puppy off the top gives us access to some plays. Still not a whole lot we can do. We can special summon Adin and normal summon the puppy and then go in for a little bit of damage, set punishment and pass it back. Normal summoning Comic Relief is going to trigger our puppy who gets striked. We will not tolerate animal abuse on this channel. Going into the link 1. No. That's what happens when you mess with our Pupperino. You get punished, and we dump Titaniclad here to get rid of the link, summoning Ecclesia in the end phase, getting us a second punishment. There is an extra back row for us to deal with, but it looks like he's running out of resources, and we draw into a warning. So we can't kill him this turn, but the writing is on the wall. Set in our 2 back row, we attack in for 25 and pass it back over. Drawing and normal summoning a Wild Hope, can Ryuk finally resolve a link 1 effect? We're going into the 3rd and final one here. No. Don't fucking think so. It's curtains for you, pal. There's just one last thing we need to do before mopping up here. Normal summoning Effect Veiler and linking Veiler and Adin into a Cross Sheep. We can summon the Levianeer, banishing 3 lights, summoning back the puppy, and completing the second of the 3 Levianeer challenges. Probably the hardest one as well due to the lack of lights we have in the deck. Cue Zaraboros with the final punch for the fastest 2-0 in history. Finally, for the 4th round, we have Beans, or Fazos Babos, on the Assault Mode Turbo. Losing the Rock, Paper, Scissors, we're going second with 0 interruptions, unfortunately. This deck does focus on turboing out Stardust Assault Mode, using things like Psy Reflector, and then control controls the game from there. Pushing through a singular negate usually isn't that big of a problem, but we unfortunately don't really have much bait for it in this hand. I start with a Foolish to see if maybe that'll do the trick, but Beans is far too smart for me, so we dump the Wendi and set Beast. We want to swarm the board with as much options as we possibly can here, so our next play is to normal summon Thoroughblade and bring out Drident, which will allow us to special summon Adin from the hand. Drident would, of course, force out the Stardust negate as well, allowing us to get Puppy onto the board, but of course the summon gets judgmented, turning all of that off. So going into the end phase, Puppy gets negated and destroyed by the Stardust. The other issue here is that Stardust negates activation, so we're not even going to get the draw off of Beast because it's just going to get negated. So there's nothing we can do to stop this Psy Reflector snowball. Game 2, it seems the deck's only way of putting up board presence is through the effect of Psy Reflector, which relies on the graveyard. So with graveyard manipulation, we can stop it pretty well, and we have DD Crow and Called by the Grave. We don't really have much board presence of our own here, so it's definitely going to be kind of a slow game, normal summoning Catty and setting our 2 back row. We pass it over. Fazzo starts with a Tenki searching Assault Sniper, which he normal summons, triggering our Catty. We're going to use that to get Puppy to her hand, then he's going to activate the effect, tributing itself for cost to special Psy Reflector from the deck. I could chain Called by the Grave here, but I'd rather get the Psy Reflectors out of his deck so he has less chance of drawing into them, especially when we have the DD Crow to just stop Psy Reflector anyway. So that's what we do. We activate it to banish the target of Psy Reflector, forcing him to just set 3 back row and pass turn. But first, we're going to activate Punishment, get a little board presence of our own by sending Titaniclad to destroy the Psy Reflector and summon Ecclesia, getting us, of course, another search for punishment. Drawing for turn, we see Levianeer. Yo, could we go for the 3rd challenge? All 3 challenges in the same episode? We have 2 darks in the grave, and the only way of getting the 3rd right now is through punishment, which means we might have to throw the game by not sending Entis. As for right now, we're just going to normal summon Puppy, swing in for 1800 damage, set our punishment, and get Catty in the end phase as well. Call of the Hunted gets activated, targeting Psy Reflector, so now is a perfect time to activate our Called by the Grave. But we get hit by the Judgment. Him paying half his life points is real dangerous here, because if he doesn't resolve the Psy Reflector effect or get some kind of body on the board, then he just dies on the next turn. Summoning Psy Reflector is of course going to trigger Catty and Puppy here, man. Look at these Melffy plays. Summoning Kalantosa and searching for Tri-Brigade Kerass. Just going plus 5 million as you do. With the Kalantosa, we're going to pop the final unknown back row, leaving our punishment live with the Psy Reflector. He does activate its effect, bringing back a Sniper, but before he's able to synchro summon, we flip the punishment, dumping Apkallone and destroying the Psy Reflector. We do get hit with an Ash Blossom on the Apkallone effect, but as long as we have 3 darks in the graveyard, I'm happy. As a last resort, he uses the effect of Sniper to summon Assault Beast from the deck and beat over Ecclesia, which actually makes our Alpha live. So there's absolutely no way we can lose this. He passes turn with no back row or anything like that to worry about. Special summon Alpha, special summon Levianeer, 3 darks baby, 3rd challenge completed. All in the same episode as well. That's actually incredible. Now it's time to end things. So normal summoning Catty and activating the Deer Servant, we can dump Entis to clear his board, paving the way for our Feline Fatality. So Alpha getting in for 3000 damage, allowing Catty to finish things off. If we win this game 3, we will once again be on a 3-win streak with this pile of a deck. Going second, we have a pretty decent hand. It's really going to depend on what we draw for turn. However, we drop the Veiler on a Psy Reflector, forcing him to set 1 pass. And obviously Cyclone is going to clean up that back row. Nadir Servant off the top, dude. What is our luck? That's going to get us to an Ecclesia, and we already have a punishment. So off the Ecclesia effect, I'm going to search for Ashiyan, which is actually so good because it triggers off of your punishment and then just adds your punishment back to your hand. So we're already just way too far ahead for Fazos' deck to actually do something. All we need to do is shotgun punishment on a Psy Reflector. He does bring it back with a Monster Reborn, which allows him to get an assault mode onto the field, but that by itself isn't doing anything. We also have triple tactics talent, so we just steamroll it for the 3-win streak. How far can we take it this time? I really feel like this could have been a flawless episode if we didn't get sacked by Duster in the first round. We are really turning that win-lose ratio around though, dude. Holy shit. Alright, first off, hats off to Shoerig and the Tri-Brigade engine, because holy shit, it feels so good. I think every addition we made to the deck today really came in clutch. I mean, even Dogmatika Ashiyan, it's so much better than Theo. And talk about instant results, man. A 3-win streak right off the bat. Jesus Christ. Looking at the challenges, we completed a lot today. The only weird ones left are to summon Titaniclad and OTK 3 opponents. I think if we want to do the OTK challenge, we need to sort of build our deck in a different way. but summoning Titaniclad is easy enough. We just need to chuck Albaz into the main deck. Otherwise, topping locals is obviously going to be the most difficult one, but I think we're nearly ready. In terms of what we need now, we're definitely going to be going back to the Rise of the Duelist, hopefully picking up a Fleur-de-Lis and or a Maximus and more Nadir servants and Ecclesias. And then from there, we of course need the rest of our obedient Skulds. So things are starting to get real juicy for us now, and it's just going great. I have a real good feeling about the next few episodes. That flawless sweep is on the horizon, I can feel it. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, please remember to like the video and subscribe on your way out if you haven't done so already. Celebrate 40,000 subscribers in the comments, and I'll see you next time.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you